Hi all, this is Shalini from Tally Solutions. I welcome you all to today's webinar session on inventory process and analysis. We touched upon the basics of items, sales and purchases earlier in the fourth part, Beginner's Essentials. There are several important features in inventory that we could like you to understand the use of before we get deeper into purchase, sales and manufacturing. The objective of today's session are on the screen: stock category, inventory cost, Godowns, stock transfer, costing impact, fiscal stock variation, batch-wise, and stock aging analysis. Once we cover these, we will probably not refer to them in the upcoming sessions. In the real life, however, these will need to be configured and used along with the purchase, sale, and manufacturing processes. It makes it easier for us to get familiar with these topics independent of the business process. We will use Acme Traders as we start today's session. Recollect that, just like accounts, items could be grouped user stock groups. View one of the item masters we have created and observe that we have the grouping as under. Let us assume that Acme Traders sells footwear. One of the groupings he may want is ladies, gents and children. What if he also wants a parallel grouping for leather, artificial and canvas, so that he may analyze inventory and other reports in either classification? For inventory, Tally supports one more grouping called stock categories. We will need to enable this feature in F11 inventory features. Maintain stock categories has to be enabled in F11 F2 inventory features. Then create the stock groups as ladies, gents and children. Also create the stock categories as leather, artificial and canvas. Now let us create an item called Hush Puppies Black Size 7 and classify this under both groups and categories as per the illustration. We'll go to create. We'll just create a Hush Puppies. I have already created. Let's go to the stock item alteration. Here, I have created the stock item Hush Puppies Black Size 7. Say, how do we create the groups and category? We see that. We'll go to inventory info. Here you can go to stock groups and create the stock groups. I have created all the stock groups before this. Stock group as children under primary, and I have enabled the option can quantities of items be added to yes. And also similarly I have created different stock group as gents under primary and also ladies. Now let's move on to category. Here we need to create the stock category as artificial foot material under primary, and also another stock category I have created as canvas under primary. Similarly, I have created as leather. Now, we see the stock item creation. I have created a stock item as Hush Puppies black size 7 under the stock group children. And I have selected the category as canvas. If you want, you can give the opening balance and accept the stock item creation screen. Similarly, we will create different stock item as given in the slide. So we will create hush puppies black size 10 and hush puppies white size 10. Similarly, hush puppies white size 7. I have already created those stock items. You can just go through this. So hush puppies black size 7 and hush puppies white size 7. I have selected stock group as children and category as canvas. And given the opening balance. Now let's see hush puppies black size 10. I have created this as a stock group for gents, category as leather. And similarly hush puppies white size 10. Similarly, you can just create for ladies also. Now we are done with the stock item creation as given in the slide. Let us see the stock group and category report. The stock group report is available from Gateway of Tally. We'll go to display. Inventory books. We'll select group summary. And I'll select primary. I'll press Alt F1 for detail. Here you can see under whichever stock group we have created the stock items will be displayed here. Say stock group children and gents which considers a stock item. Hush puppies white and black size 7 and hush puppies black and white size 10 for gents. The stock group report is available, the stock category report is available from Gateway of Tally, display statement of inventory. I select primary. Here I can see the stock category wise stock item report. Both reports are identical in the features that are available. The only difference is that the view is different. One is based on group and the other on categories. So, does this mean that if you need two classifications, you can choose any for group and any for category? Let's see. In our example, will it make a difference if we had taken the show material as group and the customer type as category? Let us discuss. There are no such real differences. Let us illustrate this with an example. Do you remember the stock query report we came across in inventory basics? Let us run the stock query report for the item called hush puppies black size 10. For stock query, we will go to display, statement of inventory, stock query. We will select hush puppies black size 10. Here you can see the bottom right section shows items of same category. Here press F12, configure and set show related items of same group as yes, and now the stock query will show group instead of category info. Let us now move on to inventory cost. There are different types of costing methods. As-zero cost, average cost, FIFO, FIFO perpetual, last purchase cost, LIFO annual, LIFO perpetual, monthly average cost, and finally the standard cost. Now, look at the profit and loss statement of Acme Private Limited. Notice how the opening stock and closing stock participates in computing the profit. The value of stock, therefore, is a critical element. Now, there is no one standard way to arrive at the value of stocks. This depends on the business. While we will not discuss this in depth, let us illustrate with simple example. Say, let us create an item called hard disk in our company Acme Private Limited. Hard disk. I am not using any group or any category for this. Say, if you don't see the behavior column, press F12, configure, and enable the option show advanced interest in masses to yes. Let us check the computer industry. Prices are normally falling. So if you had purchased 100 hard disks at 10,000 rupees each and did not sell them for a longer time, the current market value will be lower. So the current cost of the products cannot be 10,000 each. Maybe the best approximate is last purchase price or FIFO, that is first in, first out. Why would we select at zero cost? Maybe the product is a consumable or is no longer having any value. Anyway, each business will decide the method of costing based on what makes more sense in their industry. If not specified, Tally assumes the method as average cost. If the user specifies the cost of each item by selecting the option standard cost, ensure that you also enable the option allow standard rates for stock items. F12 configure. Now, for hard disk, set the valuation as shown on the screen. Average cost as costing method and market valuation method as last sale price. And accept the stock item. Now, let's do some purchase and sales transaction of hard disk. I'm just making a purchase of hard disk on 1st of April 2014. Select the party name and select the purchase ledger, which we have created under purchase account group, and select the item name hard disk and specify the quantity as 100 and rate as 10,000 for example. And let's pass in under purchase transaction for the same item on a different day, that is 2nd April, with a quantity of 25 and rate of 10,000. And now, let's make a sale on 3rd of April. Select the sales ledger, which we have grouped under group sales account, and select the item. And I'm just selling a quantity of 110 at the rate of 11,000. Now, let us view the profit and loss statement again. The inventory cost will be based on the setting at each item level. Let us apply different costing methods to analyze the profitability based on different methods. Now, add more columns and each time select a different costing method by pressing Alt C to get a report like the illustration. Press Alt C again, specify the period, select a different costing, again press Alt C, specify the period, and let me select last sale price. Observe how the costing is done in the blink of an eye. Notice how the profitability changes based on the method applied. Remember that companies cannot change the method of costing every year unless there is a good reason to do so. And this reason has to be stated in writing for all shareholders to see. We shall now move on our attention to what Tally calls Godowns. Note that this is an old Indian name and you can think of modern equivalents like location, warehouse, storage area, and so on. Even the smallest unit of storage like a bin or a rack is a godown in Tally. Small business use godowns to mean a large storage area. So, a trader would specify his stocking sheds as godowns. Even further, a bin or a rack can also be a godown. A godown can contain sub-godowns, so we can create a hierarchy as shown on the screen. Let us switch to our excise company, Acme Traders. As always, let us enable godown option in F11, F2 inventory features. Here, enable the option maintain multiple godowns. Once enabled the godowns and F11, F2 inventory features, you will find the godown option in the inventory info menu. Let us create a simple godown and set up as shown in the slide. Note these settings and what they mean. Let's create a godown as warehouse on MG Road under main location, and let us enable the option allow storage of materials to no. Once after creating warehouse on MG Road, let's create the other godown as ground floor and first floor. This warehouse comes under warehouse on MG Road, whereas the storage rack 1, storage rack 2, storage rack 3 comes under the godown first floor. And also bin 1, bin 2 and bin 3 godown comes as the sub godown under storage rack 3. Let us create this in Tally. Say godown as ground floor under warehouse on MG Road. Let's set this option allow storage of materials to no. And first floor godown under warehouse on MG Road. Let's set this option allow storage of materials to no. Let's create storage rack 1, 2 and 3. It's under first floor. We will set this option to no, allow storage of materials for all the 3 racks. And create under the go down first floor. Now, let's create bin 1, bin 2 and bin 3 under storage rack 3 as a sub-godown. Here we'll set this option on the storage of materials to yes for the bin godowns. Now the godown creation is complete. Now, let us make a purchase of 100 hush puppies size 7 and store this in different bins. Let's make a purchase of item now as given in the slide. Select the party and select the purchase ledger. I am selecting the item hush puppies black size 7 and I have allocated the stock items under the godown bin 1 for 40 quantity at the rate of 1200 and for bin 2 20 quantity at the rate of 1200 and for bin 3 40 quantity at the rate of 1200. Now, let's save the entry. Notice that there is a godown which we did not create called main location. This is the Tally predefined location which is the default godown. Also notice how the other godowns were created and do not show up as they were marked no for allow storage. Now let us run the stock query on this item. You will clearly see how the stock is located in the various godown for your company here in the stock query. Now, let us switch on to our company and navigate godown option in the statement of inventory menu. That is from display, statement of inventory, godown. Select main location, press F7, show profit to get the godown wise profitability report. Now, why would anyone need a godown wise report? Let us discuss. Well, there are many business cases this can be used for. Consider a company with godown across a state in many cities and towns. By looking at the profitability of each godown, it becomes easy to see the gross profit that each location is making, and all this is with a press of a key. Well, now that we have a storage location, we will need some way to record stock transfers between them. Stock transfers in Tally is extremely powerful and flexible, and we will spend a considerable time on this. So let us switch back to Acme Traders, our exercise company. We will start with a simple requirement and see how this can be done with multiple requirements. The use cases: let us transfer 100 hush puppies from main location to bin 2. we go to stock transfer voucher from Gateway of Tally, inventory vouchers, and make the entry as shown in the slide. Okay, I'm transferring hush puppies black size 7 from main location, 100 quantities. I'm transferring the same item to bin 2, Godown, that is 100 quantities. You may ask a few questions. Why do we need to select the item name again? Why can we edit the rate and amount? The stock transfer journal in Tally is also the manufacturing journal. You can consume raw materials on the left side and record the produced goods on the right side. More about manufacturing will be discussed in a separate session. The rates can be edited because you may want to record the consumption on some basis and the production on some other basis. Example, being that the department receiving the goods may accept them only at the specified rate. However, this method of selecting the item on both sides can be time consuming. Also, cause errors. What can be done? We can use voucher class for that. We touched upon this very briefly by just stating that a voucher class programs a voucher to behave in specified ways. Let us create a class called Godown Transfers. Edit the stock journal and create a class as illustrated. Let's have a product walkthrough. I'll go to Accounts Info, voucher type, alter, select the stock journal voucher type, and under the name of class, create a class as Godown Transfer. And you need to enable the option use class for Godown Transfers to yes. And accept the voucher type. Now, let us make another stock journal as given in the slide. This time, you will be prompted to select the class as illustrated. If you do not get the prompt, press the key Alt F7 stock journal button. Alt F7. Here you can select the class. Observe that the entry screen has changed to a single entry form, which is far more convenient even if there is less flexibility. For example, using the voucher class, there can be only one destination Godown. Using the standard stock journal, there can be multiple source and multiple destination Godown. Let's record and save stock transfer in this single entry mode. I have already recorded a transaction in a single entry mode. You can just have a look at it. Here I have selected the destination Godown bin 2 and I select the stock item hush puppies black size 7. I am just transferring this item from main location to bin 2 at 100 numbers. Here we have a stock transfer report that is from display, inventory book, stock transfer. You can select the particular month and have a look at it. Now we will see the combination of stock transfers, Godowns and valuation. Let us create an item called Cinderella shoe size 5 with valuation as average cost. Let's make a purchase as illustrated and store the first 100 shoes in bin 1 and the second 100 shoes in bin 2. I have already recorded the transaction. You can just record the transaction by going to accounting voucher, F9 purchase, select the party, select the purchase ledger which you have grouped under purchase account. Here I am selecting the item which I have created. Cinderella shoes, size 5. I have not used any stock group or stock categories here, and I am just using the valuation as average cost and average price. I am just purchasing an item, Cinderella shoe size 5 to bin 1, 100 numbers at the rate of 1000. And again I am just purchasing the same item to bin 2 at 100 numbers at the rate of 2000. Now, what is average cost for the stock items? We will go to stock summary. $1,500, right? Now, let's make a sale and sell 100 shoes from bin 1. I have just already recorded. I'll select the party name and the sales ledger. I'll select the stock item. I'm just making a sale from bin 1 Godown of 100 numbers. At the rate 3000. Let's move on to stock summary. What is the average price that remains for the stock? We will see that it is 2000. Now, edit the previously made purchase transaction and stock the entire 200 that was purchased into bin 1. I am just transferring this all purchase item to bin 1 from bin 2. Now, recheck the stock summary. What does the stock value show? Why does the stock value change based on where the stock is stored? Let us discuss what it is and why it is different. Tally computes stock value individually for each godown and then applies it across godowns. So in the first case, the stock in bin 1 was 0, while the average in bin 2 was 2000. In the second case, the average stock in bin 1 is 1500. Therefore, when stock was transferred and stored in bin, the stock value changes. Clear? Now, let's move on to physical stock verification. What is physical stock verification? Say, prudent businesses ensure that they periodically do a stock verification by physically checking and counting stocks. This way, they can early on correct stock errors. Stock errors can happen due to several reasons. Items are stolen or lost somewhere, the wrong product was entered at the time of purchase or sale, or some entry has not been made. For an example, that was taken by a customer. Say a customer has taken a sample item. No matter what reason, the computer stock called the book stock must match with the physical stock for good reason. You can handle the right stock, and the law also mandates that the book stock must match the physical stock. The physical stock vouchers report are available from Gateway, Display, Inventory Books, and Physical Stock Register. There are two systems that are used to record physical stock. One way is to enter the stock against the book stock as illustrated. Tally follows the other hand. Here, instead of entering the stock position in comparison to the book stock, we only enter the physical stock position. Tally then automatically reduces or increases the stock in the Godowns. Now, let us create a physical stock. On the save of books position, will now reflect the physical stock from date of entry of the physical stock voucher. Now let's have a look. Let's go to stock summary. Press Alt+1, F1 for details, and here enable the option expand all levels in detailed format to yes. Here you can see in bin 2 we have 220 numbers of hush puppies black size 7. And we have similar shoes size 5 of 100 numbers in bin 1. Say we want to reduce the hush puppies black size 7 from bin 2 to 20 instead of 220. Say in my bin 2, there should be only 20 numbers of hush puppies black size 7 in bin 2 and not 220. And similarly, in bin 1, I need 99 numbers of stock items, similar shoes, size 5 to be displayed in my stock summary. So in such cases, let's see how to pass a physical stock voucher. We'll go to inventory voucher. Specify the date. Say this has to reflect in my Godown on 15th April 2014. I'll press Alt F10 for physical stock and I'll just select the item hush puppies black size 7. I'll select the Godown bin 2. I'll specify the quantity as 20. And similarly, I'll select Cinderella shoes size 5 from bin 1. I'll just give it as 99 number. And I'll accept the entry. So let's see the stock summary. Press Alt F1. Enable the option expand all levels in detail format to yes in the virtual configuration. And see here in bin 2 it is displaying 20 numbers of hush puppies black size 7 and Cinderella shoes size 5 in bin 1 as 99. This is how we reduce the stocks or increase the stock in Tally using the physical stock voucher. Now, let's move on to batches and let us shift our focus now to batches. Batches are something you are familiar with as consumers. Say food products and medicines have batches, for example. Tally has extensive support to manage batches. Let us first activate batches and facilitate as needed. For enabling the batches, we need to go to F11, F2, Inventory Features and enable the option Maintain Batch-wise Details to yes. Here, once you enable the option, you will get another option called Set Expiry Date for Batches. Enable this option to yes. Now, let us create an item Afghanistan date 500 gram and enable batches, manufacturing and expiry dates too, and set its opening stock as illustrated. Let's have a product walkthrough. I have already created the item. We can just create the item by going to inventory info, stock item, create, and create the stock item as shown in the screen. I've got the start date 500 grams. I have not used any category or group for this. Select the units of measure. Later, give the opening balance as 200 numbers. Here, as given in the illustration, I'll just make a opening balance of 50 numbers for bin 1 for batch A123, and I'll give the manufacturing date as October 2014 and expiry date as 31st May 2015. And for bin 2, I'll just give a batch as A123 as well as the same batch, and I'll just give the same expiry and manufacturing date, say October 2014, and expiry date as 31st May 2015 at 100 numbers at the rate of 200. And for bin 3, I'll select the batch A124 and manufacturing date I'll just give it as November 2014 and expiry date as 30th June for 100 quantity. This batch has to be typed manually in Tally. Now, let us look at the stock query. We'll go to display, statement of inventory, stock query, and select the item. Observe how the batches and godowns appear with details. Now, let's make a sale of this product by selecting different batches, say 10 from each batch. I have already recorded the transaction. You can just record the transaction by just going to accounting vouchers, plus F8, specify the date, select the party, and select the sales ledger which we have grouped under sales account. You can just create the ledger in the same screen by pressing Alt-C. Clear? And you can use the same option Alt-C for creation of stock item 2 in the entry level. I'm just making a sale of the item Afghanistan date 500 grams from bin 1 and from batch A123, 10 numbers at the rate of 250. Automatically, the manufacturing date and expiry date display in the invoice, which was provided in the opening balance. I'm just making a sale of another 10 numbers from bin 2 and from batch A123. And now I'm just making a sale of 10 numbers from bin 3 from batch A124. Let us now look at the batch report. Let's navigate from Gateway of Tally, Display, Inventory Books, select the batch report and look at the report of Afghanistan dates. Select the batch you want to see for the report. And from here, press F6 batch summary and then press Alt F1 details to see the complete batch snapshot. Now, let us discuss Where do the manufacturing date and expiry date comes in use? Simple. A batch cannot be sold or purchased before the manufacturing date, which should be obviously. Let us try this now. By setting the voucher date to 1st May 2014, let's pass an entry. I'll just go to accounting voucher, F8 sales. I'll just give the date as 1st of May. It is 1st May 2014. I'll select the party and select the sales ledger and select the stock item. Notice, select the batch and the godown as bin 1. Specify the quantity as say 10 and give the rate. See, the cursor does not proceed at the manufacturing date as it is before the voucher date. It was manufactured, right? That was wrong. How can the manufacturing date be lesser when compared to voucher date, right? So it's not accepting. Now let us set the sales voucher date to 1st of November 2015. To record the same on 1st of November 2015, from Gateway of Tally, press Alt F2. Take the period from 1st April 2014 to 31st March 2016. From 1st April 2014 to 31st March 2016. Once after setting the period, what do you see? If you record sales transaction, we'll just record it on 1st of November 2015. The batches are expired, right, and are not available for sale and do not appear in the list of active batches. However, other operations for such batches are permitted. For example, returning to supplier or stock transfer, etc. Now, let us see how do we get a list of batches that were expired. For that, here press F12. Disable the option honor expiry date usages for batches to no. See, now the expired batches will be displayed, so the user can make sale or stock transfer or return of stock item from the batch to the supplier. Now, let us look at the batch report again for Afghanistan dates. You go to display, inventory books, batch, select the item, select the batch, press F6 for batch summary, and then press F12 configure. While so far we have not specially called out F12 configure, this is available for most screen and reports in Tally to enable different features and to see the reports with different settings and parameters. Here, set the period of report from beginning to 1st of November 2015. Now set show expired batches only to S and show expired dates to yes. Now, the business user can decide what to do with the expired batches. For example, whether to destroy or to return to supplier, etc. based on the business. Now, let us move to batch numbers versus serial number. We would like to call out one caution on the use of batches. Say, you are selling cell phones or computer parts, etc. It might be tempting to use the batch number to store the product serial number, as this way you can easily track the purchase and sale from the batch report as gateway, display, inventory book, and batch. This is not advisable unless you have a small number of serial number all over. In a few hundred over the full year, you should store serial number either in the extended sales description or in the voucher narration. Let us see how. Let's make a sales transaction. I'll go to accounting voucher, effect, sales. Select the party and select the sales ledger and select the stock item. Say I'll just create a stock item as hard disk. I'll just create as motherboard. Now press F12 from sales invoice. See, once after selecting the item, it is directly moving to item allocation. Now press F12. Here, enable the option use item description for item name. Once you select the item, you see a description of item screen. Here, you can specify the serial number of the item. I'll just complete the sales invoice. Now, to find all transactions which have the serial number, let's go to display daybook. Set range from beginning of the year to end of the year. Press Alt F12. Here, select type of invoice voucher having description, that is item description containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, Tally will find all vouchers that contain the serial number in the item description. Say I have specified the serial number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tally has tracked the serial number which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where all F12 range was used to find out the particular serial number. Another way is to store the serial number in the voucher narration in the entry level and search with narration. Say, I'll just record another transaction. I'll just specify the narration here. There is the serial number in the narration. Say 54321. I'll accept. Now, I'll just go to display, daybook, specify the period, complete period to track the particular serial number for item for whole period. Press Alt F12, voucher, having, narration, containing 54321. See, Tally tracks the particular transaction which has a narration 54321. Let's move on to stock aging now. Recollect that we looked at debtor and credit aging, where we looked at the age of the dues. In case of inventory aging, refers to how long the inventory has remained with us. Inventory aging reports are priceless as they help identify slow and non-moving inventory, that is, blocking capital. You can decide to reduce the price and sell them or anything else so that precious capital is freed up to invest in faster moving products. In the same way, the aging report shows fast moving goods on which you can focus more. Let's switch on to our exercise company and have a product walkthrough. Now, let's go to aging report from Get View of Tally. Go to display, inventory books, select inventory aging. Here we can press F6 and set the aging date. So stocks will be displayed on the aging basis, which you have configured. Clear? Now, we will not spend much more time on this or what the figures mean. Business owner will quickly understand that they are holding too much inventory of products whose prices keep falling. Example like hard disk and all. And take necessary action. This is one report that we recommend to show prospects during a demo. We spent today looking at several aspects of inventory, different businesses and others, those at different maturity levels, will look for these features over time. Normally, users do not start with all these features. It is important that you are there to guide them as and when these requirements come up. Thank you. Before you do, please carry the practice exercise. This will help cement the product better as well as keep clear the qualification test that you will get to certify. See you again. Thank you.